Yes. Okay. Hello, guys. What's going on? Let's take a look at what's going on in the news, right? There's some exciting stuff happening right now. Today is Sunday, the 1st of August, right? And there's a few things happening in the crypto space, right? First of all, the biggest news that I think is big is that Ethereum is pumping like crazy. And it's important because a lot of people have been saying that Ethereum could be on the cusp of flipping Bitcoin. And I think that's amazing, right? Because it almost seems planned the way that it's happening, right? That we hear, I think it started off from Raoul Paul, the founder of Real Vision, saying that he thinks that Ethereum will eventually flip Bitcoin. And then everyone also saying the same thing, that Ethereum could possibly flip Bitcoin. And I think if you look at the way the price is going up, Ethereum is almost 2,700 right now. So the price is moving like it's pumping really phenomenally in a space that is because the crypto space is not pumping that much, right? Prices are really stable. It's almost like they're all stable coins, but then we see Ethereum pumping like crazy. And I think that is amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing, right? Yeah. Apart from that, the markets, Bitcoin looks good today. Well, it has looked good for the past few days. Bitcoin is at 41,512, Ethereum 2,695. You can just call it 2,700. Yeah, you can call it that. And yeah, those are the largest cryptocurrencies right now. So they clearly are the leaders of the space. But what's exciting to me about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin is that it's almost like it's almost like a new regime coming to power, right? Oh my God. Can you hear me, guys? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, there's no voice. Hello? But the voice should be back now. Yeah. I think that I accidentally cut off the microphone. But it should be back now. It should be back now. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Noel. Yeah. If you can hear, yeah, definitely awesome. So I was saying that a lot of the biggest influencers in the crypto space have been saying that they expect Ethereum to flip Bitcoin. And it started off with the Real Vision guy. What's his name? The founder of Real Vision. He was saying that he's now more exposed to Ethereum than Bitcoin. Yeah. And everyone else all the major influencers have been saying the same thing, that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. The same time that everyone is saying Ethereum will flip Bitcoin, Ethereum is pumping like crazy. If you look at the price of Ethereum right now, it's at 2,685. You could just call it 2,700. Ethereum, if Ethereum doubles, it will flip Bitcoin. All Ethereum has to do is double to flip Bitcoin. And I believe the fundamentals of Ethereum, yeah, exactly. Raoul Paul is the one who started saying that he's more exposed. Like, he was saying that his portfolio is 25% Bitcoin, I think 50% Ethereum, something like that. And now everyone in the crypto space is saying Ethereum to flip Bitcoin. But that in itself is not exciting. The exciting thing is that he's saying that, and then you see the price of Ethereum pumping, I think that's super exciting. Mark, can you hear me, Mark? Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. I was just saying that Raul Paul, the founder of Real Vision, has been saying that his portfolio is now weighted towards Ethereum more than Bitcoin, and all the major influencers in the crypto space are saying that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. So it seems as though that the market is moving towards Ethereum. I like that laugh. I think there's a lot. It's loaded.
Oh,
It's like a loaded gun. There's a lot of information.
oh
Okay,
yes.
yeah, talk. I'll keep quiet. I'll zip my mouth.
No, go for it. I think I should be quiet because otherwise I'm just going to blast right through you.
Well, okay, no, do it. Blast.
Oh, I mean, look, if you go back to 2017, just do a simple Google search, right? A simple Google search. Just type in Ethereum flipping 2017. And you got like pages and pages full of the same thing. It's just history rewriting itself now. It's the same thing. We had CoinDesk writing articles about this. We had MarketWatch writing articles about this. They even created a website called the Flipping Watch, which is on, let me have a quick find that. It's under buybitcoinworldwide.com. If you go there, you'll see that they created this just for Ethereum and Bitcoin about the flipping. Yeah. It's not going to happen. Not this bull run.
Mark.
No way. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll let you talk.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'll give it to you. You're right. That the talk of the flipping has been happening for a very, very long time. It's not the first time it's happening. People have been talking about the flipping for a long time. However, I will say this, right? I would agree with you if you say not in this bull run. But where I would argue is the fact that if we look at the fundamentals of Ethereum is really, really strong when it comes to the fundamentals. Ethereum has a lot of things going for it. Majority of the decentralized finance is being built on Ethereum. All the NFTs that are popping right now, they're all being built on Ethereum. And none of that is happening on Bitcoin. At some point, Bitcoin is just a store of value. At some point, everything else will be bigger than store of value. That's my opinion. What would you say to that?
I mean, you're possibly right there, but it doesn't mean it's going to flip. I mean, the market cap, as much as Ethereum is rising, I mean, Bitcoin's not scratching its head and standing still. Obviously, that's rising as well. It's got a long way to catch up.
I disagree. Bitcoin is absolutely standing still. It's absolutely standing still. There's no development happening in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a store of value. It'll always be a store of value. It'll never be anything more.
No, we're talking about
Ethereum is a lot more than that. Yes. Yeah. Well, obviously, I think the use case should play a part, or maybe it doesn't, right? But here's the thing. The only thing driving Bitcoin right now is institutional investors. And institutional investors, I think they're starting to jump into Ethereum. And if they do start jumping into Ethereum, it means that Ethereum could flip Bitcoin easily.
Yeah, but they're not. That's a difference. They're not jumping into Ethereum. I mean, if you're an institution, if you're an institution, you're handling trillions of dollars, billions and trillions of dollars. Would you actually go ahead and invest those funds, risk the institution and invest it into some project which there's a maybe, or would you go ahead and invest into a project like Bitcoin, which is a sure thing? You're not going to risk those people's funds, no. As an institution, I'm talking about.
You'd possibly go in the sure thing, right? But here's the thing, right? Raul Paul is like an institutional investor. And he's on the side of, he's more invested in Ethereum than in Bitcoin. So that should say something.
No, that's just one out of what? How many investors? They're all investing into Bitcoin. You'll hear it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. No, they're not talking about Ethereum. I mean, Raul Paul, he may be talking about Ethereum, and there's a motive probably behind that. We don't know. But as an institution, I'm quite sure they're all just Bitcoin and it's Bitcoin only.
within the crypto space, right? I think one of the most important thing that people don't think about is that there's leaders in the space, because most people think that it's decentralized, and when it's decentralized, it means that there's no leaders and you can do whatever you want. But I do think that there's leaders, and I think that the leaders shape the direction that people move towards. I think whether we believe it or not, someone does shape the future of crypto. And I think Raoul Paul is one of those people. And when he says that Ethereum matters, institutions listen. That's why someone like, what's this guy's name? Michael Saylor. That's why he matters. Because he's a big institutional investor, and institutions listen to him because he speaks the same language they speak. So I do think that it's significant when things like that happen.
Yeah, well, that's right. But I mean, if you can't compare with Michael Saylor, you talk to Michael Saylor, he doesn't want to know anything about anything under Bitcoin. You can say it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only for him.
Yeah. Well, obviously, he's not a big crypto player, so yeah.
And there was I don't know if anyone's seen the live feed channel. There was a situation where the question was popped to one of his financiers, saying, asking that there's he's got $1 billion sitting there within his institution, ready to go in to the cryptoverse. And they're not going to release that until September. I think it was September 14 or 15. That's what they were mentioning. So
really?
You're going to see. Oh shit! Did I just pop the answer out? I should have said this, but yeah, expect big moves after that date for Bitcoin.
Okay, so you could possibly pour some more money in.
$1 billion worth, yes.
Yeah, that's big money. That would definitely make a massive dent in the crypto space.
Correct. Massive. And where is it going to? Not Ethereum. It's going to Bitcoin.
Yeah. Michael Saylor will definitely dump it into Bitcoin. Yeah, he will definitely dump it into Bitcoin. I do think that the game is changing. That's what I do think. I do think the game is changing, and we do still have some strong play. Well, look, Bitcoin is still the most dominant force in the crypto space, but I do think the game is changing.
Yeah. Look, I mean, if you want to call it that way, but yeah, I don't see it flipping. No. That was our argument. That's what we're debating about. No.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, Raoul Paul can say. Raoul Paul can estimate whatever he wants to, but no, I don't see flipping happening. No, not this bull run. Next bull run, nah. No. I had my thoughts it probably will, but now I'll have to say no, it won't.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hold that thought. Right? Let me just take a look at the comments. No. Let's take a look at the comments. Pulse over ETH, right? Pulse. Look, I'm super excited about Pulse. I think the sacrifice stage is almost finished, and so far, $709 million has been sacrificed. Almost $1 billion. I think we should smash $1 billion easily. And look, the Pulse token. I seen a comment where it says that the Pulse has a massive market cap. It will start off big, so that means that maybe it won't pump. Look, a coin doesn't have to be a low cap for it to do well. Look at BNB. BNB had massive gains, but it wasn't a low cap. I expect, right? I expect the Pulse token to have a market cap of, Hex has a market cap of 70 billion. Over 50 billion, because it's at a pullback. Over 50 billion. So if people dump $1 billion and a market cap of $50 billion comes back, that's a 50x. So I do think Pulse will still do well, despite the fact that it's not a low cap. It's absolutely not a low cap, but it could still pump. Noel, I have a little bit of ETH. Gas fees are way too high now. Hopefully Pulse will resolve the issue. Yeah. Well, look, Ethereum, it is expensive. It does get expensive when we all want to use it, but it is what it is. That's the reason why Pulse is being created, to save everyone from the expensive fees. Hellcat, Bitcoin does nothing. Yeah, it only does this. Mark will like this one. Bitcoin does nothing. All it does is send and receive.
All
That's
I'm
all.
Say is,
yeah, all Bitcoin does is send and receive. You can send coins, you can receive coins. That's it.
No, you can't say Bitcoin does nothing. I mean, look, I was again with Michael Saylor's one of his conversations, which really intrigued me. What Bitcoin can do is in the future prevent DDoS attacks, for example. That's how much. So I'm actually looking into that now. So a lot of IT companies will be looking into Bitcoin to implement within their foundations to implement the DDoS attacks, and that's a big issue we have right now in 2021. So yeah.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this question.
There are going to be. Look, what I'm saying is there are going to be things you can use Bitcoin for if you look into technical aspects.
Look, Bitcoin is a great store of value. That's what it's a great store of value. There's no denying that. And Bitcoin has already proven itself over years, over a long period of time. I think so. And we see, okay, this name is really hard for me to pronounce, but Pulse will do 10x. I'm more bullish than that. I think Pulse can do easily more than 10x. I mean, if people dump $1 billion in if people sacrifice, right, $1 billion. You don't like the word sacrifice, I know.
Why would you call it seriously, someone explain to me, why would you call something sacrifice? Why not just call it donate or sacrifice? Like, here, I don't want this anymore. I'm sacrificing my coins. See you later.
Well, it's called sacrifice because you're making a political statement, right? So you're making a political statement and you're sacrificing for that, for the political statement. But yeah, it's called sacrifice. If people sacrifice a
different word instead of sacrifice.
I think sacrifice is the best word. I honestly think it's the best word. I definitely think so. I mean, donate sounds like charity, and you can donate towards the Pulse chain, right? You can donate to the Sense Foundation. But
that's what you're doing. You're donating.
No, donating and sacrificing are different for the Pulse chain, right?
So what's the charity? What's the definition of sacrifice? Look up the dictionary. What is the definition of sacrifice?
Well, okay, that's the wrong question. The right question is, what does sacrifice mean in the? Hold on, let me finish. The right question is, what? Oh my God! Here's the thing: it's the wrong question. Let me explain why I'm saying that. Right, in the context of the Pulse chain, right? You're sacrificing. If you want to donate, there's a charity that you can donate to, and then there are two ways to get Pulse tokens, right? There's the first way is to donate. You can donate to a charity. There's a life extension charity, Sense Foundation. You can donate there. And then the other way is to sacrifice. When you're sacrificing, you just want to make a political statement, and then you want to use your money to strengthen that statement. That's what it is.
Well, I like the way Roger Carril's mentioned, because there is no guarantee. You're actually sacrificing. You're ridding. You're letting it go. That's what a sacrifice. You're letting it go.
Yeah.
Without expectations. But everyone's got an expectation though. But hold on, everyone's got an expectation though. Do you tell me? Do you have an expectation? If you're sacrificing, let's say $100 USDT, do you have expectations after you sacrifice that?
Well, that doesn't matter. That's
it does matter though.
Right? That's personal.
No, it does matter though.
Personally, it matters personally, right? Personally, like for me, obviously, I can think in my own mind what I want to think. That okay, maybe I will get a 10x return from this, but I don't think. I think it'll be. I think it'll be.
So
okay,
you're not a sacrifice.
I don't want
you're
to
investing. You're investing then.
No, it's not. It's sacrifice.
Well,
you're making a political statement.
I might get 10x. That's investing. It's not sacrificing. This is my
I'm saying
argument.
that
Why would someone call it sacrifice?
I think that the Pulse chain will be very valuable. So people who sacrifice may get rewarded with Pulse tokens, right? So I think that the reward that they may get is going to be huge. I think it's going to be very, very valuable. So the sacrifice is a sacrifice.
You have an expectation.
There's no expectations. Here's the thing. There's absolutely no expectation. The reason why there's no expectation is because if it was an investment, you could claim some tax returns, but there's no tax returns for this. What you sacrifice, it's almost like when you go to church and you pay a donation. Are you going to say, here's the thing, right? When you go to church, okay.
You're not using the right example because that's not sacrifice, it's donation.
Yes, it's the same thing. Listen, okay.
Oh, it is the same thing now.
Okay, I'm speaking from my perspective, and it could be wrong, it could be right. Who knows, right? If you've ever, I'm sure you've watched this on the TV when church ministers say that if you give, you get, God will give you more. Have you heard about that before?
Yeah, because but you're doing that as an expectation.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
More. So if I'm sacrificing, when you sacrifice something, you have no expectations, though.
Yeah.
So
when you give to church,
why don't we all just throw it to his wallet? Hold on. Why don't we all just throw it to his wallet and have no expectations and turn around and don't look back? That's a sacrifice.
Here's the thing.
But if you're looking back and you're expecting a 10x, 100x,
Mark.
1000x, that's not a sacrifice.
But you're not listening.
It's an investment.
You're not listening. I was saying that if you've watched the preachers on the TV, they say that if you give, God is going to give you more than what you gave. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like the sower who sowed the seed and then the seed gave him more. It's just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're expecting something back. That's what that is. But in this situation,
So if I give a donation to my church, is that an investment? It's not an investment. But look,
no, it's an investment to your soul. Like let's not go religious here, but yeah. But in this situation,
this sacrifice is the same thing.
You are investing to get something back, a return. I guarantee you, I will put my house up for free. If anyone can say this, like you are putting money in there and not expecting anything back, then why would anyone put anything in there?
Look, but
because you're expecting something back. You're investing.
We're fighting over semantics.
You're not sacrificing.
We're fighting over semantics, and it doesn't matter. We're fighting over semantics. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is this, right? I'm just saying that it's okay to expect the coin that you receive to pump up in value. That's what I do think that the Pulse chain will be more valuable than I expect the Pulse chain to pump more than whatever sacrificed. I expect that. Look, Hex did the same thing. Hex pumped more than what was sacrificed. If you call it sacrifice,
but it wasn't a sacrifice. Hex was an actual investment.
It wasn't. It was called transforming your Ethereum into Hex.
You can use the word transform. That's fine, but sacrifice. Now, this is where I go back to my argument. Why would he? It's a stupid word. He's using sacrifice. He could use transforming. He could use donating or any other word. But sacrifice is a bit more. It's a bit heavy, that word. So you're trying. I know you're trying to convince me to invest. I know you're trying to convince me to invest into Hex. I mean,
I'm not.
I look at the coin on the other side, saying to myself, why am I going to sacrifice? What am I sacrificing?
Okay. No. The only thing that I have to say that I think the language is just semantics. Here's what's important. The most important thing is this. Let's say so far 700 million has been sacrificed, right? So let's not use sacrifice. Let's use $700 million has been dumped into the sacrifice address, right? The value that's going to come from the Pulse tokens, is it going to be more than 700 million or less? I think it's going to be much, much more. And at the end of the sacrifice phase, I think at least $1 billion will be sacrificed, right? So will the Pulse chain be worth $1 billion or more than $1 billion? I think it's going to be worth more. So that's the way that I look at it.
Okay. We'll see when it comes out. We'll see when it comes
out. Okay. Let's look at the comments, right? I'm going to say the one that I'm laughing at right now. The one I'm laughing at is I saw that. The one I'm laughing at is MK says that, what are you arguing about? Do you work on tax office? Yeah. So we should... So none of us works at the tax office, so it does not matter.
No, MK, the concept of this live feed is a debate. We're having a live debate. So whatever David says, my job is to talk the opposite.
Whatever I say is right. Okay, no, it's not right. Okay. Eski says sacrifice goes with Hex theme B. I don't understand. Sacrifice goes with the Hex theme. I suppose it goes with the Hex theme, yeah. I'll take your house. He says, I'll take your house. Yeah, but look, the bottom line is this. I expect, in my opinion, the Pulse chain will be bigger than, at least it has to be bigger than the Binance Smart Chain. So BNB is valued at 50 billion. So I think the Pulse chain will be close to there. Because if you look at the fundamentals, they're really, really strong. It has to be almost as big as or bigger than the Binance Smart Chain. Now, look, Richard Hart is aiming to be bigger than Ethereum, right? Ethereum is half the size of Bitcoin. Ethereum is like, it's huge.
What's the?
So that's why I think,
bring up the site. How much has people sacrificed into the chain at the moment?
You hate that word. My God, you really hate that word.
The wrong word he used.
Look, I think it's an important word. I think it's important to use that word. But let me share the screen for the sacrifice. 700 million so far has been sacrificed.
Jeez, 700 million. Sacrificed.
Yeah.
Are they expecting a return? That 700 million, every individual who invested in, I'm using that word, it's not an investment, sorry. It's a sacrifice.
Yeah, everyone will sacrifice.
Expecting something back? Are they actually expecting something back from that?
No, it's a sacrifice.
Sorry, that's it. So it's a... I'll just
look, when you sacrifice, you get points,
and then I'll turn around and not look at it ever again.
Yeah. Okay. Look. Okay. Now, Fearless has really explained it clearly, right? Let me. Only for tax reason, what did I do? Sorry. Only for tax reason, it is sacrifice. Only for tax reason, it is sacrifice, right? That's what he's saying. He's saying it's only for tax reasons. That's what he's saying. BNB will flip Matic, and BNB, why? Because people will get a lot of ERC20. Yeah. I think Pulse Chain will flip BNB, and I think Pulse Chain will also flip Matic easily. Yeah. So 700 million has been sacrificed, and according to Fearless, the word sacrifice is used for tax reasons. So who knows who's right?
Okay.
If it is being used for that, if it's being used for that reason, then is that such a bad thing? I don't think so. I think it's a good thing. And here's the thing: 700 million for a network that could be worth billions. You know, the Pulse chain it's similar to BNB, Matic, and all that. But when the Binance Smart Chain was created, it was empty. They had to build Pancake Swap and all that. But the Pulse chain will come with all that inbuilt already. It'll be just as good, just as strong as Ethereum. So it's a no-brainer. The competitive advantage that it has is so strong. Now, obviously, I do think that I'm super bullish, and I could be biased, right? Because, I mean, when you're too excited about something, you could get biased. But if you compare Hex is a creation of Richard Hart. Hex is a market cap of 70 billion. Well, it has done a pullback, so maybe it's about 40, 50 billion, somewhere there. And the Pulse chain will be bigger than Hex. That means that if $1 billion has been dumped into the Pulse chain, everyone dumping that money is going to be better off.
Tell me something,
they're going
to that sacrifice amount there. Where is the sacrifice? In what wallet?
Okay, are you asking me to speculate? Because no one knows whose wallet it's going to. If you're going to ask me to speculate, I'll speculate it's going to Richard Hart's wallet.
Richard, so we're sacrificing to Richard Hart's wallet.
Yeah, and he's going to blow it. He's going to party hard with it and have fun, have a good time. It doesn't matter.
How much is Richard Hart worth? What's his net worth? Roughly,
in my opinion, I think is the richest person in crypto right now. If I had to, okay, roughly, I would say there's a conservative number, then there's the non-conservative number, right? The conservative number would be let's start with the non-conservative number, right? When he launched Hex, I think $1 million Ethereum was sent to his wallet, and $1 million Ethereum right now is worth almost 3 billion. It's 2.7 billion, right? So he has 2.7 billion, and he also has half of the supply of Hex, right? That's about 30 billion. So you could say that maybe if he was to dump his Hex, the price of Hex would dump. So you could say that maybe we shouldn't call it 30 billion. Maybe let's call it 15 billion. So you could say he's worth somewhere there, 15.
Well, I just did a quick research on Google, and it says 5 billion, from $25 to 5 billion.
Yeah,
so if his net worth is 5 billion, guess what it is worth now? 5.709 billion.
Yeah, but that's a super conservative number, because they're obviously valuing Hex at a much lower valuation because he's got a lot of Hex, and we do know that he has 2.7 billion Ethereum, and then they're valuing Hex because he's got half of the supply of Hex. They're valuing it at less than the market value right now. But he's obviously super wealthy. Like, he's super wealthy, but my point is that doesn't matter. What matters is, can you get massive returns from sacrificing?
No, I'm saying it does matter, because I mean, if it's someone who you're sending to who's only got 100 million in his account, obviously it's going to be risky to send that sacrifice. Yeah, that's the word we're using. But because he's worth 5 billion, obviously he's there for the good deed of the people. Then this is the reason why I asked what his net worth would be.
Okay.
Well, I mean, look, this is crypto. We got to look at all avenues. What's going to happen at the end? So, is he going to do something wrong? No, I doubt it. Because of his net worth, no, he won't be.
Yeah, he won't. And look, there's no downside for him to do the right thing. Yeah, the downside is doing the wrong thing. If he does the right thing, and the right thing doesn't cost him anything, because here's the thing, right? The testnet for the Pulse chain is already live. So the Pulse chain is there. Why wouldn't he give people their Pulse tokens when it costs him nothing to give people their Pulse tokens? And in fact, when the Pulse chain launches, right, 1% of all Pulse chains are going to his wallet. Well, no one knows if it's his wallet, but 1% of all the tokens are going to a specific wallet. So there's absolutely no reason for him to not do that, to not go through it. And
no, I'm saying the
incentives, right?
That's fine.
Yeah. The incentives for him are aligned for him to do the right thing, because the money that's being sacrificed is not. No one is buying anything; they're sacrificing. So if he runs away with it, nothing wrong with that. People sacrificed; they didn't buy anything.
That's why he called it sacrifice. That makes sense.
But okay, do you think that he would run away with money whilst he's obviously he paid for the development of the Pulse chain, right? He paid for that, and we know that because the testnet is already live. There's a testnet, and the testnet is working well. Why would he just leave all that and just go away when he can just fulfill the promise?
Obviously not.
And after fulfilling the promise, get 1% of the total supply of the Pulse tokens on top of that. So it's the incentives on his side he's going to stick to it. He obviously, and he's got a massive community of people backing him. He's not going to. There's no way that he would let down.
I'll admit he's got a very strong. he's got a very strong community. I'll admit that, backing him.
Yeah,
which I'll take my hat off for. Yeah.
So it's in his best interest to do the right things, and to me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, and I do think that the Pulse chain will have a valuation more than $1 billion. Now, I do think that he could dump more. Because I don't think he has sacrificed any coins himself. I think he will sacrifice towards the end of the launch. I think he'll sacrifice some amount because I don't think he'll be happy with just having 1% of the supply. I think he'll sacrifice so that he will have much more. Maybe he'll sacrifice $1 billion or $2 billion. I think he would definitely like to control at least 50% of the supply.
So what's your advice to all the community who hasn't sacrificed yet? What would you advise? What would the minimum amount should they go in with?
If you I think the best thing, I think sacrificing is a good idea, but I also have to say this, right? I'm biased, right? Because I'm a big bull on it when it comes to the Pulse chain, and so when you're bullish, sometimes you can't see other things, right? So, but there's no world I see the Pulse chain having a market cap of less than $1 billion, even $5 billion. I think it's too small. The market cap, in my mind, has to be like in the 30s, 40s, 50 billion. So I do think it'll pump. And here's a good thing, right? When the sacrifice phase finishes, it's going to be quiet because then the testnet will continue to run and the Pulse chain will not be live. So there's going to be a long period of time where hype is being built up, where people are getting pumped up. And so when it does launch, there's going to be a lot of people jumping in trying to buy those tokens. So I do think that there's going to be massive FOMO kicking in before the launch. But obviously, I have to say this, I'm obviously biased because I'm super bullish. And the only reason I'm saying I'm super bullish and I'm biased is because sometimes crypto can be unpredictable. But if I had to pick one coin that I would say is a safe bet, in my view, this year, I think this one is it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to cross the bridge over to be able to sacrifice the Pulse. So far, I've crossed 60% across the bridge. You need to convince me another 20 more percent so I can get over there and sacrifice. Look, and I'm quite sure there's a lot of viewers. I'm quite sure there's a lot of viewers in the same boat as me, saying, "Should I or shouldn't I?"
Yeah, well, okay. Tony's saying donate to the Sense Foundation. Yeah, you can donate to if you do want to improve people's health, you can donate to charity, right? And if you donate to the charity, you can get points for that, and then you can get some pulse from that. Because people who donate to the Sense Foundation, foundation, will get points and will get some pulse tokens. So if you do, like, it's a life extension charity, they help fight diseases and all that other good stuff, you can donate to them and then you can get rewarded for it. If you so that's another way where you could ask him how many X Bitcoin will do in a year. How many X do you think Bitcoin will do in a year?
He's asking me, is he?
Well, yes, I'm sure he's asking you, because obviously he's not asking me because I'm not bullish.
Look, I think Bitcoin's going to go way up. I always say it will go up. We're still in a bull run. I don't care what people say out there. We're in a bear run. No, we're in a bull market still. We have a drawback, which is normal. Normally, if you have a look back, at 2013 all-time high, and then you look at 2017's all-time high, you'll see that when it dipped, it never reached down to the 13's all-time high level. Same with what's happening today. We will never dip back down to 2017's all-time high. So all those people saying 20K Bitcoin, keep dreaming. That's all I'll be saying. Keep dreaming. It's not going to happen. Because if it does happen, that's probably the end of Bitcoin, to tell you the truth. Or the mathematical, the systematics, it's just changed, that means, yeah. So I do not see Bitcoin ever reaching 20,000 ever again. It's gone. That boat's gone. Now, how high would we go? Look, if you recall, the from 2018 up until today, the all-time low was 3.5 from memory. Was it 3.5K?
Yeah, about there.
Yeah. I mean, if you look back, 2017's all-time low was roughly around about, from memory, it was about 1,100 or 1,700, give and take. And how many X did we pump from, say, 1,100 all the way up to 20,000? So if we're looking at how many X, I mean, this is all hypothetical thinking, yeah? I mean, let's say 20X. So 3.5, 20X, that's 70,000 would be a minimum. Minimum, I'm talking about, would go up to. This is the minimum.
Well,
hold on. It can go further, yeah, in the bull run, but that'll be the minimum.
Yeah, but 70,000 from where we're at right now is like
20X from the all-time low we had.
Yeah.
From 2018 up until now, which is 3,500. Yeah, but this sort of equation is just hypothesis. I mean, you can't work off that. But if you're asking about
but the pulse,
that's what
the pulse chain can definitely do. The pulse chain can definitely do like 20X on the launch day.
No, that's possible. I mean, look, anything's possible. Any coin comes out brand new with the 0.0001 cents. Yeah, it can go up. Sorry, God, sky's the limit. It can go up anything.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Bitcoin here. But what I go through, how I look at my charts is using the logarithmic growth curve. That's what I look at. That is, to me, that's a golden chart. And you analyze that with there's another chart I forgot. It'll come to my head. Don't worry, it'll come to my head. But the logarithmic growth curve, I'll just bring that up. Just give me a sec. Have a chat, Dave, while I try to bring that up straight away. You take over the conversation.
I don't have
indicators. Just
a sec. We spoke about this, but Tony is saying that if you don't like the concept of sacrifice, there's also donating. And I think you should look into the Sense Foundation. They're doing really good work. They're definitely doing really, really good work. Let's look at Eski, win magic carpet ride. Yeah, we are on the magic carpet ride already. Pulse Lord, my God, what a name. Pulse Lord here.
Yeah, basically the logarithmic growth curve, currently we're sitting at the price, the peak, if we did a spike today for the end of the bull market, let's say we went right up today, the chart shows $123,000. That's if we shot up today, right?
That's the top.
That is the top, correct. 123,000. Now, obviously, each day goes past, that gets higher and higher. The top just gets higher and higher.
Gets higher and higher.
And the bottom of the chart, it shows 19,700. But will we reach that today? Right now, today, dip right down. That'll be the bottom that'll be the bottom bed of Bitcoin. But
you don't think we're not going to go
there. No, we're not going to go there. We won't hit 9. Like I said, we're not going to hit even 20. Forget that. So we're not going down there.
Okay. Let's look at this. Marcin Haiba says Digibyte is sucking up the crypto world right now. 4 weeks, huge news, V8 release, and is coming right now. It's almost 20% and 350. Look, Digibyte is one of those cryptocurrencies that has strong fundamentals, but it hasn't really had great price performance. I mean, I remember it pumped a lot when it got a Coinbase listing. After the Coinbase listing, it didn't really do that well, as far as I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, right? You can correct me, Marcin. And I'm probably butchering your name as well, but you can correct me there. But Digibyte, it's one of those coins that I like a lot, but the numbers don't measure up to it, right? The numbers do not do the fundamentals justice. Okay, I think I've lost where I was in the comments. Let me try and get back. Some interesting comments. Okay. When was the best time to buy BTC? When Satoshi hold 100%? J everything. All the broke people said with Hex, where does the ETH go? Okay. And it's still there till today. Yeah. You got this pulse to the moon. Let's go. That's Gypsy Lexi. All about Hex says, why would he take the money and prove his haters right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree with that. If Richard Hart was to take the money and run, that would mean he would have to start running from unhappy people. Paul's all about Hex, bro. You stalking me. Shiba, a better investment for him. Let him. Okay, look at the man's track record. Richard Hart, look at Richard Hart's track record. Have you guys donated to Sens as well? 26 million so far. Look at Richard track record. Sacked 10K without looking back. What do you mean? I don't understand that one. Kareem, stuck to flow is garbage. Stock to flow is garbage. Mark, what do you think about the stock to flow?
Look,
Plan B stock to flow.
Yeah, look, it's been accurate so far. I mean, yeah, look, you can't have, nothing is exact, but it is accurate so far. So you can't say it's garbage. Yeah, it is accurate.
It's not working right now. Right now, it's not working.
It is. It's back on track. It had that dip. It scaled away from, but it's actually back on track again with the stock to flow. So yeah, no, it's a good chart until it stops working. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have JS saying BTC is coming to 10K. And Yannick is saying you're right.
He's saying 100K, not 10.
Is it 100?
Yeah.
Is it 100K? No, it's 10K. Yannick says you're right. We won't see 20K. We'll see 10K. J Everything says BTC always dips 80%, but oh well. Karim says once the bear market continues after this dead cat, you'll understand why.
Yeah, what he's trying to say is basically, you know, we had the dip and then it bounced back up. They call that a dead cat bounce. So what he thinks is probably going to go back down and break the 28, 29K what he went down to. And that's a dead cat bounce, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe you can jump in if it's
so. Yeah, I don't think, Kareem, I don't think this is a dead cat bounce. But time will tell. We'll see.
So the dead cat, okay, yeah. Well, I don't understand this stuff. So
basically, the dead cat bounce is okay when the market starts falling, and then suddenly you get a spike up. Yeah, when you get a spike up, it's like when you drop a cat from a roof or something and does a bounce, it goes up and then back down again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe. Yeah. That's what. Yeah. So the price could do that. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah. That's his thoughts. Yeah.
That's his
everyone's entitled for their own opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. Hop in. Yannick says, Pulse is buying ETH at ICO. I've sold my ICO ETH. Won't make the same mistake. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, it's like buying Ethereum at ICO price. Yeah. I do expect Pulse to do really, really well. MM keeps dumping. Scotch, Bingington. Yeah. What do you think about what's going on with the price of MM? MM is dumping.
I did say, I mean, you guys were saying, oh, it's going up now, 75. I said, remember I mentioned in the last video, I said, no, It's going back down. It'll go back down. It's got to go all the way back down under the $20 mark, like 15s, 18s, or 10s. If it has to come down there in order to be able to shoot back up again, because then I mean, you have a lot of people waiting from the sidelines at around $15 or $10 or even $20. I mean, once it gets down there, it's going to be a lot of people jumping on board. I mean, you're going to buy, I'm going to buy, the other person's going to buy, your next door neighbor's going to buy, and that will cause a price to shoot back up. You see what I mean? It'll cause another bull run back up to where the old all-time highs were. G'day, buddy. How are you?
Karim is here. Hello, Karim. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for the invite. Just wanted to hop in quick because that's an important topic. By the way, we talk about this all the time on our stream. It's called Quan Gang on Matty Allen Show every Tuesday. So you're more than happy. I wanted to invite you actually. Oh, nice. I wanted to invite you to hop in. So could be great. But what I meant by that is that if you look at the chart, the gentleman here on the fractal 2017, it's the same thing. This is why I'm saying it's a dead cat, because if you look at the chart on the daily, we haven't even went above the 200 moving average. This is typically how the plebs get wrecked. They see a little bounce, 10, 20%. They don't understand that we went down 60%. So they think, oh, everything is back on track. And then they FOMO back in. And then when the reversal comes in, it's not going to be pretty. Because you got to ask yourself, where is the money coming from? Right? Like we talk on Quan Gang, we're trying to not talk opinions. We just look at the facts. People got liquidated. That's what happens. Like we said many times, we literally predicted this. And Richard's been talking about when you know something is going down, you got to let it go down. But the problem is traders think they're so smart, so they want to go in short, and they don't understand that's what the market makers are waiting for. That's how they do the traps, the bear traps. And then they use them as liquidity, and then they get liquidated. That's what created a pump. That's why it's not organic. Short squeeze, exactly. So we got that going on. That's how we went from the 28K to like about 36, 38K. And then for those who pay attention, on Friday, there was also option liquidation, which is even more gamblers. That's how we got to 42K. But sooner or later, just like the dump, people run out of money. When they run out of money because they got liquidated, who's going to pump the price? The same way the bull people, 100K, laser eye, all this bullshit, 65K, when we told everybody, look, there's a distribution pattern over here. It's the Wyckoff. They're going to drop this thing. And they did. And then they drop it. People got liquidated, multiple billions of dollars. That's why the price didn't hold 40K and didn't hold 38K, because all the people got liquidated. You got to ask yourself, where is the money coming from? Now, let me add more factors. Binance is closing their 100x leverage stuff. Why does that matter? It's the biggest exchange. Because again, leverage sucks, but leverage helps the price go up. When the other people gets liquidated, that's how the price goes up. So they did one last liquidation and then they close up shop. Multiple places are either closing or the multiple X's being reduced from 100x to 20x or maybe 10x. That's going to affect price appreciation because Bitcoin is not a rookie anymore. Okay, no offense to El Salvador, all those other places. You need billions of dollars to push the price up, not chop change. Michael still can buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin right now. It's not going to move the price. This is the reason why we say this is a different ball game. This is the reason why on the Quan Game we talk about looking at the grayscale premium. I don't give a fuck about grayscale, but I have to pay attention to that because that's the money that's big enough to push the price. Besides the noobs and the rep pleb being liquidated, because there's so much of them being liquidated that it's like multiple little guy can account to one whale. But those are special events. It only happens once or twice when the market goes again. We told it was going to go down, but the gamblers.
The GameStop, you're talking about the multiple little ones.
Exactly.
What happened to GameStop?
Yeah, exactly. Because the gamblers, they don't listen. We tell them, oh, it's going to go down. Instead of let it go down, they're going to be like, you know what? Let me ride it down. Let me ski, right? Because I'm a pro. I know how to snowboard. And then they don't understand that that's what the market maker is waiting for. What do you think? They know where your stop is. They know everything. It's rigged game. So then they're just going to push the price up to liquidate you. And then you're going to buy back their position. So long story short, when you zoom on the chart, it's nothing new. We've seen that in 2017. A dead cat, it goes touch the moving average. 200 moving average, then he pushed back down. Then he does it again, and then he pushed back down. If we go above, 50K, 51K, now we can talk about potentially bull market, but just standard definition, right? When the 50 is below the 200 moving average, that's called a bear market. Those are not opinion, those are facts. And if you look at
basically, I mean, we can't say it's bear, you can't say bull now, because we're in the middle right now, true? So there is a possibility it can go up to 50, but in your case, what you're saying, there's a possibility it can go below 30, yeah?
Better yet,
right now, we're in the undecisive area.
No man's land, you mean? I look at it this way. I look at it this way, and I see what you're saying, so I keep it to the standard definition. That's why I love math, right? It's exactly, it's not guessing. There's two differences. There's a bull and bear market, and there's a bull and bear run. I'm saying by the standard definition, we are in a bear market. Macro. Why? Because the definition said it best. Below 20% dip. Let's pretend it's crypto, so it's more volatile. It's not traditional market. Let's even give it 40%. We went down more than 50+%. That by definition, that's number one. And the biggest factor is the 200 daily moving average, right? The price went below that. And when the 50 and the 200 cross, that's bear. Those are definition. Now, inside the bear market, there could be a bull run, aka relief rally, aka dead cat bounce. I believe we are in one of those, and which is cool. And by the way, fun fact, that's good for the Hexicans. That's good for sacrifice. You know what I mean? Instead of shitty price, we're getting more value. So that tells you it's gonna be jet fuel for the pulse chain. Because what do you think? What do you think? All that sacrifice money. What do you think is gonna happen to it when the pulse chain launch? Where do you think the ammo is gonna come from? This is jet fuel. You understand? The higher the dead cat bounce goes, the more jet fuel we're gonna go. So when Ian is asking you by the end of the year, this is more long term. When you hear people say 20K, 10K, we're not saying it's gonna happen next week. We're saying let's talk about this in 2022. Let's talk about this when the dollar keeps strengthening and then reverse repo is over $1 trillion. Let's talk about it when September comes in and then all the foreclosure and all the shenanigans that we're seeing here in the United States. People think like it's gonna go away. No, it's not going anywhere. So you gotta look at it long term. We're all long term. All those people buying those JPEGs, they need to lose their money. All that hasn't happened yet. So
do you think the dollar is going to continue to strengthen?
But I don't think, Ian. I look at the data. You know me. You watch Coin Game. I am telling you, those are. If you watch Zero, see the problem is people still think that crypto is isolated. No, crypto is super leveraged from the regular market. Those motherfuckers are leveraged 8, 9, 10x. So reverse repo, for those who watch, is basically the Fed crypto talk. It's the Federal Reserve doing the rug pull. They gave the liquidity because the crisis was crazy. The crisis is now almost over. I walk around, there's no mask, there's no whatever. People are trying to go back to real life. Heck, they need to pull the liquidity because they're worried about inflation because the numbers are bad. People don't want to go back to work because they think they're crypto rich. They don't want to go back to work. So they're here for a rude awakening because now the Fed is saying, you guys keep talking shit about inflation all the time. Okay, give me my money back. That's what reverse repo is. Go back, take back your toxic assets, your shit coins, and give me back my USD. That's what a reverse repo is. Because a regular repo is they take the shit coins, the shares, the whatever, the zombie company, and then they inject the liquidity. The reverse repo is the opposite. And I tweeted about it 2 days ago because people don't watch those things. It's very important because you got to ask yourself where the liquidity is coming from because it's a reflexive system. So if the big buyer has to pay back the loan that they borrow from the federal government, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to sell the risky asset first. They're going to sell the asset that they bought back at $3,000. People keep telling you it's just the beginning, just the beginning. I was here. We up 817x, you know what I mean? So at some point, when there's a mini top or they got to return the money, reverse repo, they have to go where the liquidity is the best and where they have the most gains. So they can to use that. And it's also good for their taxes because they do tax harvesting, which is smart because the price went down so much. So that's a little advanced tool that big institutions use. They will just sell, capture the taxable, the negative tax, and then they'll just push the price down, buy back lower. That's what they can do because at this level, they have enough money to manipulate the market. That's what we need to understand. They can dump the price now if they know they can buy it back at 20K. That's still that's a 50% move. So you need to prepare yourself from that. You need to not play checkers. You need to play chess. You need to know where the punchline is going to come. 2009, all this other crash, the repo market matters because it's the shadow market. This is really what tells you what the hell is going on. It's like in a house, it's the plumbing. You don't wait until the pipe explodes. You don't wait until there's no water. You look at what's the foundation, what's going on. And the foundations are sending the signals. Macro, hey, dollar is strengthening. Hey, reverse repo. Hey, this thing is happening. There's no more stimulus check, okay? That shit is gone. They're talking about letting people be evicted again. Now, the courts are reopened. So you need to understand, you want to play the gambler and then wait until the last minute. When the market reverse, you blink, you miss your move, you thought, oh, we're going back up, and then you become the liquidity again. So that's what I'm telling people. We needed organic buy. We didn't need pump because people got liquidated. The same way this gentleman probably definitely know, bottom is supposed to be round and nice, not spike. 11 consecutive green day. Come on, that's called a rising wedge. That's just waiting to happen. Now, do I want it to go down? No. The higher it goes, the more pulse chain is going to succeed because the value of the sacrifice go up. I'm for that, but we can't sit here and ignore the signals. That's all I'm saying.
And those
well spoken. I like where you're coming from. Yeah, I agree most of the stuff. Yeah, but the daily moving average I don't, because I usually normally zoom out and look at the weekly moving average, and we're still way above the 200 on the weekly though. And
no, absolutely. But the standard, right? Because again, we can get lost in the sauce. In the standard definition, bull and bear, they look at the daily chart. That's why I keep it simple, because we can always switch the narrative to match our conception, right? I can say on the 4-hour chart, it looks like this. On the 1-hour chart, it looks like this. The degenerates people, they look at a 5-minute chart. You know what I mean? So, but in the standard definition, they talk about daily. Now, me, because I'm a value investor, I only look at daily or weekly. One of my favorite indicator, and I talk about it all the time with Quant Game, it's called the DMI, the directional moving average, because that's how you get to see the shenanigans of the market makers. This is what I need to know, because price can easily be manipulated. And every time, that has never failed me. You can go back, look at it, put it up, look at the chart from 2017. Every time the DMI on the weekly chart, especially because that's the biggest, is shifting, that's a sign of a bear. And it literally 3 times in a row signal the top. You can't make this shit up. You literally put it up, you look at it, it tells you, and it crossed. And what that means is the direction is like there's more selling than buying, because nothing goes up in a straight line, nothing goes down in a straight line. The same way we were long overdue. The debt guy was supposed to happen long time ago. We went from 65K all the way down to 20, 30K. It was supposed to bounce. We didn't bounce at 50. We didn't bounce at 45. We didn't bounce at 40. We had to go all the way down. That's how bad it was, because people underestimate how many people got liquidated, how many people lost their entire life saving in. I kid you not. You see, it's one thing to be down 50%, even though it sucks, or 60%, but you still got your coins. But when you're liquidated, that's the worst thing that can happen.
No, it's gone forever.
Yep. It's gone forever. And this is why in our community, I'm a Mexican, we are very big on that, because we actually give a fuck about people. We actually give a fuck about people losing their life savings, not over trading, not doing the margin trading, the gambling, because they don't understand that the game is rigged against them. And even the professional, and you know this, they don't touch more than 2, maybe 3x leverage. And then the institution that have the 8x, 9x leverage, it's literally rigged. It's like the Warren Buffett indicator. Like, people thought the guy's so smart. No, he already knew where the bailout money is going to go. So how much of a genius do you have to be if you know which company is going to get bailed out? You go buy the stock before the announcement. I mean, come on now. Everybody can do that. That's insider trading at its best. So even the pros, they do 9 to 10x leverage, and they only do it after they know what's certain to happen. So imagine 100x leverage, which basically means, because people don't look at it the right way, they only look at the upside. They don't look at the risk management. 100x leverage means the price moved 1% against you, you're liquidated. 1% in the most volatile asset. Now, of course, like a true gambler, they always say, but Kareem, what if it goes my way? 1%. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the lottery winner, my brother. It's like, I got the ticket. What you talking about? I'm gonna get the 12 ball. Don't you see me rolling with the Rolls Royce? What are you talking about? I'm gonna win this. And then they come back 3 times a week. It's just that's
the leverage is hardcore. The leverage stuff is hardcore. It's
my
really
advice
hardcore.
to all our viewers: do not leverage. Trust me.
Please, for the love of God.
No,
You're
for God's sake, no.
the most volatile asset in history. What do you need leverage for? And it's very sad because they don't understand. This is what we preach in our community: building wealth over making money. Like the same way I got to where I am today, but the thing is, they don't understand that it's the mindset that then builds wealth, right? I started from nothing, and now, fortunately, right, made millions of dollars. But the point of the matter is, the mindset hasn't changed. The reason why the degens get wrecked, the reason why the poor gets poor and the rich get richer, is because the rich has the rich mindset first, and then the game becomes easier. Which is, if you want to go far, right, slow and steady, right, delay gratification, allowing time to monetize. Even if you work for a big company, what did they tell you? Here's your stock option package. You got to wait 4 years to vest it. Most people don't realize that it's actually in your favor, because have you get all the stocks the same day and God forbid you sold, you would have made a fraction. I know so many people, even in my company, people that sold all the option quick and people that waited the 4 years, their lifestyle is completely different. One guy is still working, the other guy is retired for life. And this is nothing new. Those are just the mindset. And because you get that gambler mindset of like, I don't have enough money, I need to make money quick, therefore let me take extra risk. And you don't understand that those risks is literally what gets you liquidated. Instead of understanding, like in crypto, you pick the right crypto, you do your research, you spend the time. This thing can easily do a 10 to 100x, which means if you had $1,000 or even $500, your life can change. I don't care where you live. Maybe some part of the United States, but not everywhere. But $1,000 that's your 100x, that can turn into literally, 100 grand or whatever. Your life is changed, especially if you have the right mindset and you don't just blow the money. That's all you need. And if you go to a quote unquote third world country or whatever, because some of those third world countries actually give you a better standard of living than the first world country. That's why I say it's a joke. Especially certain part of, Africa, Southeast Asia, South America, whatever. So it's like, you realize it's really not that hard. The wisdom is the difference. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's why it's so hard. That's why, like they say in meditation, the doing is to not do anything. That's the doing, standing still. Some people can't do that.
And being patient. I always say patience is the key.
Even the top traders, not that I trade, even the top trader, they tell you all the time, it's about being a sniper. It's not about being, the famous stat, how many bullets were wasted, and then the sniper did just bullet to the head. But people don't talk about the preparation. People don't talk about that. Sometimes they can wait 3 days waiting for the target to come for that one shot.
No. Patience. Patience, I agree. Patience is a really, 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 it's the best way to make money in crypto. Being patient, like you said, do your research, pick a good coin, and then hold it and just be patient. And don't listen to the noise, because the price will go up, it'll go down, it'll be very volatile. It'll be very, very, Hex is a perfect case study. Because if you look at Hex, it's dropped to 1 Satoshi and articles were written like, oh my God, it's dead. And it stayed, it didn't just drop, it stayed at those low prices for a while. And then,
what's funny? That was the all-time low. That was next to that day 33, which was what the ultimate return. You know what I mean? And Ian, that's so important what you just said, because the hard part is almost already done for you, which is doing the research, knowing what's going on, especially if you feel like, oh, I missed Hex or whatever, or those already in, and then now you got Pulse coming in. It's the same thing. And now the other wisdom is also the trader will tell you, the pros one at least, you want to let your winner
I will
run.
say this. I will say this, right? Pulse is great to get in now, but Pulse is, I don't think it's as good as Hex. The reason is this, right? With Hex, there was a lot of, I want to hear your opinion on this. There was a lot of attacks against it. It was hated a lot. Like when it dipped to 1 Satoshi for Hex, people were laughing like, okay, we told you so. That's what people were saying. I remember, I think it was Tone Vey saying, yeah, we told you so. We told you, run away from this thing. And Pulse doesn't have the same stuff. So if I say that, I don't think it's as, I think it'll do well. I think 100x or maybe 50x out the gate, but I don't think it will do as well as Hex did because of that it's more loved by people. What would you say to that?
That's a great point. I agree with you to some extent, but actually for different reasons. And let me tell you why. Because number one, Hex is actually not done growing, which means if you really understand that this is a product, not a project, you understand that the return is actually infinite. Meaning, if you understand how traditional market works and by yielding and the value proposition is there, 38% APY, which means that irrespective of the price could be $1, $10, $100 Hex. If the APY is still maintained, new person can come in, put his dollar, as long as the price is steady, let's say it never goes up after that, stay steady, this individual will earn the yield. This is why it's such a superior price. This is why when we talk 10,000 Hex, whatever, that was just the entry level. That's a joke. It's gonna do better than Bitcoin because it is better than Bitcoin because it pays yield. Bitcoin does not, and it has so much more game theory plus share rate, and I can go on and on and on. That's gonna take hours. Why it's gonna be better. Now, for Pulse, the difference is it's gonna go up also crazy. I think it's gonna do hundreds X, thousands of X. But the reason why it's not going to do as much as Hex is because Hex is going to do millions of X. And also for Pulse, people need to understand there's a lot of new product value proposition that a chain can have that didn't exist before. For example, as much as I hate the NFTs or whatever, those things are not going away and they need high TPS. So that's going to be new value proposition. More money are entering into the space. When a new project 5 years ago compared to 3 years ago compared to today has the ability to reach millions and billions of market cap valuation faster because there's more money into the crypto space. Therefore, the velocity of movement, especially if you have product market fit. If your shit is a scam, it doesn't matter if crypto is 10 trillion market cap, you're not going to pump. But if you have product market fit, and the overall market keeps growing over time, which more money are moving to crypto because they're not done, printing money. Because even when we talk about, 10K Bitcoin, we also say after that, it's going to go back into all-time high. So we're not saying Bitcoin is doomed. People still confuse the narrative. So when you add that, plus you add the fact that more use case for chains are coming in, Pulse is going to do very, very well. But then again, this is the part where we warn people again to understand, don't be a trader. What if he does a 10x, you think you're smart, you sell, and then he does a 100x or 1,000x, then you're going to feel really, really stupid. Because again, the secret value of Pulse is the fact that we really have product market fit. Like Richard has said many, many, many times, better than the BSC and the Matic, and we know they did well. And Pulse has even a better product market fit and more game theory, the token burn, and all this other stuff. So that already tells you what's going to happen in the future just based on balance of probabilities. Again, no guarantees here, but in a balance of probability, just the math is telling you, hey, look at what those projects have done. Launching the bear market, EOS did a 40x. That should tell you, okay, ballpark, minimum, we're there. We have better product market fit. We have very, very powerful use case, which is helping Ethereum. That is still so underrated. Why? Because those other two chains, they launch empty, which means new people got rich, okay? So the degenerate gambler went to use that and they pump it 50x. What happens when the degenerate goes to the new chain and the old people, because they now have an incentives, because they get a copy of their coin, they're not incentivized to adopt the chain. Because Richard gave credit where credit is due, which is smart. Hey, you work very, very hard. I'm not gonna steal away your bread like that. It's like me getting it, because I'm in business, right? I'm in sales. Professional sales. I say, hey, Ian, I'm gonna grow your business. Okay, I'm really good at what I do. I know how to market. I know how to say. I gotta do all this sort of stuff. I can grow your business 50%. But I say, Ian, you know what? Only pay me. I want equity, no money. I want equity in the business. But to be fair, only pay me on the surplus. Meaning, if you grew the business to $1 billion by yourself, that's your fucking money. Why should I take your money? That's not fair. Pay me 50% on everything that I'm gonna grow the business by on top of what you already did. See, that's good business. Now you have almost no downside because you keep what you work hard to do so, which makes sense. I come in, I grow the business. On top of that, you gladly give me the 50% cut on what's been generated because you get the other 50% on effort you didn't have to do. You see, that's how right business is made. Now, hey, screw you. I'm going to steal your work, give you nothing, start from scratch. Yes, you're going to get the degens because they got to trade anything that moves. but you will get more virality, more product market fit if you do something that benefit the whole and solves a problem too. People still don't understand. Pulsechain is going to help Ethereum a lot because of what I just said, plus the fact that it's going to decongest the Ethereum chain too, because we're moving into a multi-chain, whether we like it or not. So that's going to help both sides.
Yeah, there's already multiple chains out there. The one thing that I do want to talk about that I want to say, sorry, is if you look at Hex, one of the biggest innovations that I think was the fact that locking up your coins. Because if you look at it, right, when you get a 10x, you get excited and you can easily sell your coins. But if they're locked down, you can't sell it at 10x, and then surprise, when it's time to sell, it's 100x. So I think the locking up your coins, I think it's a it's an important thing. I think that's possibly one of the things that I think I like the most about it.
Yep. And this is actually how you build the wealth. You know what I mean? Because you're literally in a good way tricking yourself to be wealthy, and having the wisdom. Because even me, right? I can sit here and say, hey, I got strong hands, this and that, which is true. But I use the system the way it's supposed to be used. And I understand that wisdom sometimes is better than being smart. This is how I was able to make multiple millions of dollars, because sometimes you just look at it, it's stupid. If I had access to the money, who knows what I would have done, right? But the fact that I know it just sits there and it's just growing, you're actually now understanding, again, it's about building wealth, not just making money. Take what you need. Don't create a necessary taxable event. That's another thing too. And also very, very powerful. It has a lot of protection too. Because like you said, when the tokens are burned, somebody look at the wallet, there's no coins in there. Hackers don't know what's going on. You're protected by that. You understand? It's locked. They have to run the actual function. And if you do another safety protection, which you should on your Dream account, everybody watching, is you remove all the Ethereum in the wallet. So even if something crazy happened, the scammer has to send Ethereum to your wallet first to do a transaction to move the coin out. So there's so many tools.
That's a smart move, actually.
It's smart in so many ways. From a financial standpoint, from a mindset standpoint, we have a community member, Maddie Allen, doing this great stream on Thursday. Like, it's a real thing. Wealth syndrome is a real thing. Some people are multi-millionaire that never had money before. And having that protection, not seeing the money, is huge. I'm out there working, I'm doing my thing, I talk to my customer, they have no idea who they're talking to. But it's like, it's okay, because I don't care. I don't need the money right now. I'm just building wealth and I'm having fun. So all these things shows you, not to brag, but we got people that were on depression, man. People who were suicidal. Now they got a reason to be alive. That's crazy. People who are overweight, now they're working out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's changing lives. We're sitting here in a bear market. People are crying. Hexicans are just hexflex. You see cars everywhere, Lambo. I just heard yesterday somebody bought a golf course. That's another thing for the haters saying, oh, where's the money? Nobody's cashing out, this and that. No, people are building wealth, having staking ladders, and deploying the capital when they see fit. It's literally that simple. And they're not being like rug pull. Let's not forget that. 100% uptime, all the protection, fully decentralized, trustless, no admin keys, no BS, no, come here, margin trading, shield links in your face. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're destroying people's life. You can sit here and be like, oh, only for professional. Get the fuck out of here. If you keep shoving something in people's face over and over, I'm in sales. I see this shit every day. And you're going to sit here and tell me, oh, I only say only for the professional? No, it's repetition. Repetition is the mother of all skills. Hexicans, I told them all the time. So if you keep repeating bad behavior, you're going to get bad outcome. Then you can't get mad when you look at all the liquidation and then you act like, oh, wow, look at all those stupid people. Bitch, you're promoting this shit. That's hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it 100. We got to keep it 100. So, and it's dangerous because it's good when the price goes up. But guess what? When the liquidation goes the other way, because everybody go FOMO-tard, and the $2 billion liquidation go the other way, we right back to fucking 30K before you blink it. Because the market makers don't care. Make no mistake. They're going to make their money whether Bitcoin is 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. It doesn't matter. Liquidation doesn't care. It's direction. That's all they care about. If they realize and they run the numbers that they can make more money after everybody FOMO in, you're going to get your wreck. The same way they did the dead cat, because everybody was bearish because, cat's out of the bag. We told them what's going on. But after a while, market looks like, okay, everybody's going this way. I'm going to go that way. And then watch. We're going to go near that moving average again, the 200. Oh, look, we're bullish again. Everybody's going to go, oh, FOMO, long, wrecked. and then we're back to 30K. We're like, what happened?
There is a possibility. Yeah, you're right. There is a possibility.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
But my thing is this, man. I just want people not to get wrecked. That's my biggest thing. To get liquidated, it sucks, man. Like if you understand, like I'm from a third country, right? I know people that live with less than $5-10 a day. I mean, this is real life. Like, you know, another Mexican is from Kenya, I think, and then they will like be able to fund the school, you know, and helping provide them with food and everything. Like literally just using the system the way it is, building, staking, only using the interest, letting the rest, you know, yield for you. Just a peace of mind. You're not stressed. You can be a builder, whatever you wanted to do, whether you're a dev, whether you're a content creator, you have your voice back here. You know what I mean? You don't have to shill some shit because somebody told you he's gonna give you X amount of money. You know what I mean? You shill what you want to shill because you know it's the right thing to do. Your conscience is not at risk. That's the kind of word that I want to say. Because crypto is here to stay. But we gotta try at least to not get, you know, to get as least as many as people wrecked as possible. And you know what? It's easier, it's balanced, and the price goes up faster. That's why Hex is gonna continue to do well. Because it's kind of like a control structure where the selling pressure is literally anticipated. Another great chart that nobody else has. We literally have a chart of future supply. We know when people's stakes are end stake, all public, all on the blockchain. So if you're new and maybe you want to buy some coins, you just look at the chart. You know when a lot of it's going to come out. No guarantee they're going to dump, but let's say they take some profit. You use that time to buy. Everybody wins. You don't have to kill the golden goose. You take what you need. You restake the rest. Somebody comes in, buy what you sell because he's trying to get in. It's just a win-win-win. So it's not complicated. We can create a structure where everybody wins. But of course, the market makers are not your friend.
I want to hear what Mark thinks. Mark, are you a believer? You've heard Karim eloquently.
Well, put it this way, David, you pushed me across that bridge 40%. Karim's pushed me another 20%. Guess what? I'm 60% there.
All right. Well, let's keep going. We're making progress.
Put it this way. The guy's a salesman. He sold it to me. Karim, it's done. No. I'll go into Pulse. Done.
Thank you. Mike, the friend is your friend.
Karim is hardcore. Yeah. Karim is hardcore. He's next level.
Yeah, and for me, Mark, honestly, it's like everything is backed by math. Everybody knows me in the community. I say quick math all the time. Like I bring the number. I also keep it simple because again, being a sales professional, I don't want to overwhelm people. Like I have family, I have friends. I have people that have a lot of money, but they're not pros. They just want the simple thing. Say, Kareem, if you give me even like 8 to 10% yield, I can retire, be okay. Don't have to worry about money. I mean, just that alone. You know what I mean? I got friends, they got kids and stuff like that. They're not traders. So I like to keep it simple, but I also can bring the hardcore numbers to show the data for those who really want it. So once people understand that just like anything in life, it's about product market fit and you have something that's useful for the world, something that can make you passionate. I mean, look at our community. You know what I mean? Crypto, everybody knows community is a big deal. You know what I mean? And we got blessed, man. We got lucky. We got so many free coins too, free airdrop. You know, we gotta be fair. That some of it helped the price go up too. But because we knew the product was that good, that's what we were able to buy. I buy every month. I have millions of dollars worth of Hex, but I buy every month. Why? Because I treat it like my new 401k. I'm just building wealth. That's it. Whether it happens in a year, 5 year, 10, it doesn't matter. To be honest with you, Hex is so impressive. I thought we'll be here maybe a year from now, but we got there a year faster than one of my bullish prediction at first, you know, being conservative and all that stuff. So it's telling me
growing too fast.
No one expected Hex to hit a cent in this year. 1 cent. No one expected to hit 1 cent this year. 1 cent was like, I remember in the early days, 1 cent was like a pipe dream. Right, but it smashed 1 cent, 10 cents, and then so it's the price performance has been phenomenal.
And you know why? Because and I've been helping with a lot of people with this forefront because what we realize, which is important, is that as much as we say crypto this, crypto that, and Twitter, it's still very, very small. Our secret has been we've been onboarding a lot of no coiners. I've had many of my friends that never ever have any crypto. They have 6-figure in Hex. Some of them turned to millionaires already. So it's just because at first we were thinking, oh, we got to go and convert the people and and beg and this and that. But after being gatekept so many times, being punched, being lied to, being insulted. I mean, we have our famous Hex 2020 video. Mark, I am telling you, that's going to give you the last 20%. If you just watch the BS that we went through, the slander, the lie, the cursing, you will be like, man, bless you guys' heart. You guys been through a lot. That's why some of us also, you know, PTSD in a way, you know what I mean? They get a little bit upset when people say one word because of all the stuff we've been through. But I say this to say this. We realize that, you know what? Why keep pushing on people that don't want to listen? Let's just go talk to the people who understand this basic economics and, you know, what a CD can do. So we actually, in a funny way, the gatekeeping created the opportunity. So we went somewhere else and we find out that someone else had more money, was agreeable with us, was more open-minded, for lack of better words. And then this is why this thing took off like crazy. We realized we don't even need that. Now, of course, because Pulse Chain, whatever, maybe it's easier to understand compared to Hex, but I also call BS because if you care enough, if you watch our stream, because we spend a lot of time, Ian knows, to break everything down, we have had people that know nothing about markets, nothing. Now they're like expert because they keep coming every week. They learn something new. Piece by piece. Don't eat the food all at once. Get bits by bits. So it's also a matter of, are you open-minded to learn? It's one thing to say, I don't understand. I understand what a chain is. I understand Pulse. I don't understand Hex. That's one thing. But it's not okay to say this and then not coming for the information or be disingenuous, not listening to the information, right? It's like I tell people all the time. It's okay to start at the bottom. It's not okay to stay there. You got to put in the work. We give the information for free because we understand that the doing is what the power is. Applied information. Knowledge is power, that's garbage. Applied knowledge is what's power. Because if you don't take action, all that stuff is irrelevant. You can have all the ideas in your head, oh, you heard this, you read this book, you read that, but until you do, it's not gonna happen. So, and this is what has been the key. And yes, it's good to see that some of the gatekeeping has started to go down and people have came around. But that's also opportunity because we're not even in the front page of CoinMarketCap and we're still gatekept. So imagine when we go full force, that's going to be floodgates. Millions of people don't know anything about Hex, let alone Pulse. So, but yeah, watch that video. Called Hex 2020 video. Ian, send that to Mark. He needs to see that. So he gets to see the history.
David. Sorry, it's David. It's David.
Oh, David, I'm sorry.
Kareem, actually, you should type it into chat, the site.
Yeah, ask somebody in the chat.
Everybody can actually watch it. Anyone out there can be able to watch it, yeah.
Because that's important. And once you see that, you'll get to see the journey that some of those people, because even me, I wasn't there in the very, very beginning. I came after the Godwell Big Pump. And it's an important story because I'm also the living proof that you can come quote unquote late, even though it's not. But if you use the system the way it's supposed to use, because I understood the math fairly faster than most, and I stayed for 15 years right away. People call me crazy, but then as I educate people about it, and they say, oh wow, light bulb, because it's about the T-share and understanding the long-term value. And if you're a value investor, long-term thinker, delayed gratification, it's a no-brainer. And if you also, we can explain it in what we call Bitcoin terms, so that for the Bitcoin guys to understand, because the T-share basically is like the money printers. That's what we call it. You know what I mean? And protecting that and building that wealth is really, really, that's important. And I've said it for the past 9-10 months, and I'm going to say it again. A T-share is going to be more expensive than a Bitcoin. It went from 60 cents to right now it's roughly $2,500. At the peak, it was almost 3,000. It's basically about one Ethereum right now, roughly, in a year and a half. And it constantly goes up because share rate only goes up. So once you hold those, it's like you hold a lot of Bitcoin for the long term because they're very scarce. They are the one paying you the yield. And no matter what, the maximum amount of time you can hold it is 15 years, 15.2, 5555. After that, it will be burned. There's no asset more scarce than this on planet Earth, than a T-shirt. So,
Tell me, David's trying to convince me the wording of sacrifice. How would you go about that wording, sacrifice?
Yeah, great. Because here's the thing. It's a great wording for multiple reasons. As you guys know, many times governments, because it's all about the money and the tax, has never been really that friendly with crypto. They only kind of be cool now because they know they can get some money out of you. And a lot of people don't understand that they let you kind of like make the mistake so that they can come back and basically rent CQ and say, oh, you made a mistake, give me millions of dollars. So it has to be worded in a way that you don't get screwed. And this is where, to be honest, track record matters. Just like anybody that is worth a damn or working at a company, they look at your track record. Look at Richard's track record. Not that the trust is needed, but that matters too. So the word sacrifice is so that it launches at zero, rightfully so. So you don't have capital tax you have to pay, because depending on jurisdiction, but a lot of places in the world, when you get something of value, even for free, you still got to pay tax on that. So the fact that it launches at zero or it has no value in the beginning, it's so that you get it, just like Satoshi, basically for free and no tax, and then allow it to accrue value. And if you're smart, you hold it for at least a year and you only pay long-term capital gain. So all of that is just designed so that you're protected on the tax end, so your gains don't get stifled. Like, how fucked up would that be if something that you hold goes in value a lot, hundreds of X, and then you have to pay 50% tax on that? That's you literally lose half of your multiple. That's insane. Imagine you get it for basically free. You don't worry about taxes. You're smart to hold it, just like Hex. You only sell what you need, so you only pay taxes on the little bit that you sell, not the whole stack. Because again, you got it for free because that was protected, and it's going to be another money printer too, because guess what? It's proof of stake. You can stake it too, earn a yield. And what if you keep the whole thing, let it grow, stake it, earn the yield, and only sell the yield? It's even better, with less negative externality. So all that is designed to actually protect the user. And that's also one of the terms sacrifice, because it's not a security, and it never wanted to be a security. Therefore, there is no expectation for the work of others. That's why it has to be worded like that. Any other wording could be seen as potentially, oh, this is security. There's a lot of haters out there. You know what I mean? You gotta be very careful. You have to word it in a way that is benefits everybody.
Yes, you're saying that it's in order to not create a taxable event.
Exactly, and because it's not a security, because he was very clear. He was talking about the word sacrifice. You sacrifice, meaning by definition, you don't expect anything. It's like you and I are friends, right, Ian? And then you say, Kareem, I need help. You know, you're my long-term friend. And you say, hey, I need help, whatever. Help me out with some money, whatever. And I say, okay, you're my friend. I'm gonna give you money because I want to help you out. And then imagine 6 months later, I come back and say, you know what? No, that was a loan. Give me the money. No, because there's a difference between helping somebody out with no expectation and then, hey, Kareem, I need a loan. Because then at that point, if you say that to me, even if we're friends, I'm gonna expect return, because that's a loan. Make sense? So wording is important in the eye of the law for that reason. The same way, if it's my friend and he said, help me out, I'm going to help, no expectation, because that's my friend. He said, help me out. But if it's a random person, or even my friend say, Kareem, I need a loan, guess what? I might even give him more money. But even if it's my friend, I'm going to say, yo, you asked for a loan. It's a loan. I need that money back. I might help you out on the APY. I'm going to give it to you the friendly family discount, but make no fucking mistake. That's a loan. And you best believe it's going to be notarized. It's going to be, hey, this is real money we're talking about. So again, the wording is important because of that reason. So just like a good friend should do, you don't abuse of the friendship, right? Because you where I'm from, your word is your bond. It's like a credit score. You fuck this up once, fool me once, that's it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to let the fool me twice. It's not going to happen. I tell Mexicans all the time, we're not nice people. We're kind people. You come correct, we're correct with you. You go the sideways, we're gonna go sideways with you. You know what I mean? Because nope. Because my dad used to tell me I was very young. Self-respect is important. If you don't respect your son, why should you expect anybody to respect you? That's why it's important. You know what I mean? Look at the Alexander situation. So you know what I mean? Not to go too much detail, but you gotta watch out for those things. So the wording is important for the eye of the law. At the end of the day, we're trying to change the world here. See, new finance. It's no joke. You know what I mean? Banks don't like that, because if they realize that there's no more middleman who can create markets, money markets, you know, get people worldwide, support each other, community style, community lending, because that's what basically it is, virtual lending. Because when you lock your coin, you're getting the inflation. You're basically virtually lending. I say, hey, you know, all this money that I'm making right now, I don't need it right now. Let me give it to the system. The system gives me shares, aka inflation. And I'm going to collect the interest later on down the year, trustlessly. That's what it is. So all those things matters. So wording matters. Sacrifice is the perfect word. So there's no expectation from the work of others. It's fully sacrificed so that you get it for free, zero, and then it's worthless. And then all of a sudden, potentially later on, accrues value. And then from there, just like Satoshi, it rises from there. This is why it's very, very important. So yeah, please understand. And that's a great question.
No, you've explained it very well there. Thank you very much. And that actually put another 10%. So it's now 70% over that bridge there.
Let's go. The trend is your friend. let me add another one. Let me add another 10%. Game theory right here. So not only is cool with Pulse, but also for the airdrop, if you buy Hex now, what's amazing is that by owning Hex, you get a copy of Hex on the Pulse chain too, which is called basically P Hex. Okay, so Hex on the Pulse chain. I don't know if Ian mentioned that. So not only you can sacrifice for Pulse to get the Pulse will be like the Ethereum, but you can also buy Hex, keep the Hex, so to speak, or create a stake, and you get a copy of that Hex on the Pulse chain. Now, the reason why it's important is because—
Can I stop you for a minute? You're saying to sacrifice a Hex or hold the Hex?
Oh, that's a great point. So first, you want to separate the two. You want to have your sacrifice bag, you understand, for the Pulse. So you will get that and use and then you want to have your separate bag, which is just for the Hex. So for example, a lot of people in the community, obviously, if you're new, they go a little bit more heavy on Pulse, a little less heavy on Hex because, they're trying to catch the game. Some of us, because we're heavy on Hex and we have a lot of gains. So in the ratio percentages, it's going to look like it's small. But it's still, like for me, it's still, 6-figure plus, you know what I mean? So it's still, and again, we're getting a really, really cool entry points because, it doesn't get any better than that. Before launch, it's like being part of the Coinbase IPO in 2012 and you're getting such a low rate before it lists, you can never go wrong. Because all the pricing that we're getting right now, when you look back a year or two from now, right, Ian, it's like being part of the adoption amplifier. When you look back a year later, it's like no matter what price you got, you're winning like crazy. So it's the same thing. So let's say, quick math. I'm gonna give you you brand new. Sure. The reason why we say, and this is mathematical equality right there, and Richard talked about that too, is we say 1/3 Hex, 2/3 Pulse. Here's why. Here's the math. Very simple. Because the 1/3 Hex gets copied on the Pulse chain. So 1/3 becomes 2/3. And then the 2/3 Pulse is basically the 2/3. Make sense? So it's like your perfect half and half. You can never go wrong with that. Make sense? So now what's going to happen is your sacrifice Pulse, you'll only get this when the blockchain launch. Richard said, no expectation, but we're looking at, 30 to 60 days, depending. But then the Hex one, what's cool about it is that you keep that liquid and chances are it's going to continue to accrue value. Why? Because as you know, being in crypto for a while, and Ian alluded to earlier, the FOMO is still real because guess what? We're about to start game 3. I told everybody it's like the NBA finals. There's like a series. Game 1 was sacrifice day 1 to 5. Game 2 was the volume bonus, which ended yesterday. Game 3 is where we are now. There's 1 day left. Who knows what can happen at the last minute? Somebody can just come and pump the price like crazy and the end of the sacrifice. Nobody knows. Godwell still got ammunition because people are still fighting for that ranking. So because that's important because validators' position are on the line because you're going to need that Pulse to be a validator. So who knows? But then game 4 is, go ahead.
Here's what I think. I think you're right on a lot of things, but I think the best play right now, the best play right now is Pulse. Hex has done phenomenal. Like Hex has pumped a great deal. If you look at the chart of Hex, it's been going straight up. I think the massive gains in the short term are going to come from Pulse and Hex. I would say that the way to play Hex is start buying in a month or 2 months from now.
Hold on, Ian. I'm gonna blow your mind. There's so many vectors that
David. It's not Ian. It's David. It's David. It's David.
David. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah,
right,
David.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Very, very important that you're not seeing. And this is why you gotta play chess. There's multiple streams of revenue that you're not seeing from Hex besides the price going up. So I'm gonna go one by one. Number one, if you hold the Hex, you get a copy on the Pulse chain. Okay, that's a minimum. Hold on. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that point. Number two, the value proposition in the short term, which people keep missing, is the yield, because it pays you every day. Even if something pays you, let's say you're not staking for the max, then you stake for the average, and you only get maybe, I don't know, 20 to 30%, right? Or let's say 20%. When your yield is 20%, you need to understand, first of all, the yield is paid to you in Hex, which means if the price just do a 10x, which is very easy to do for Hex, because again, low liquidity, because most of it is staking average keeps going up. That means that the value of that yield that you're generating every day is not 20%, it's 200%, because you get paid in Hex. You get paid 20% of something that goes up 10x. This is how, I'm gonna give you a little tip. When I started my Dream account, it was paying me $30 a day. Today, it's doing 5 figures every day. Dollars. Why is that? Because I understood the value of the yield long term. You're only seeing the yield today. You're not understanding the future valuation. The share rate always goes up. So you got to lock that in. That's important. Number three. Number three, very important for you, David, is the valuation of PX. PX can actually go up faster than everything else and blew everybody out of the water. Faster than EX, faster than Pulse. And here's why. It's the same way Hex went up so fast, because it piggybacked from the platform that it's basically birthed on top of. It's what I call the path of valuation, understanding how the automatic market maker works.
What's a PX? Explain what a PX is.
It's basically Hex on the Pulse chain.
Okay.
So there's 2 Hex. You're going to get Hex on Ethereum, which is the one that right now, so we'll call it EX, but right now Hex. And then you're going to get Hex on Pulse. So at the snapshot, you get that copy over there. Now, I'm trying to tell David here that the value of that copy is going to accelerate very, very fast. And here's the reasoning behind it. Very simple. The way Hex went up so fast was because, I remember, I've seen it, Ethereum went from $87 all the way to like 4,000, and now it's at 2,000. So whatever it's on top of it, it moves as a function of a square. So if Ethereum goes up 5x, 10x, Hex was doing the function of a square of that. So 100x. So every time the price double, Hex price quadruple, because he maintained the pair. So PX, which is going to be on Pulse, in Ian has a point, if Pulse do a 50x move, 100x move, and PX on Pulse maintain parity ratio, just the same way people who traded their Ethereum for Hex or EX, right? What's going to happen is that token is going to shoot up like crazy. This is the reason why when Ethereum pumps, all the altcoins go crazy. So what David is failing to understand is the value of that copy could accelerate at a faster
I want
rhythm.
to ask you a question. Right? I understand that. But here's how I'm looking at things, right? I think Hex is due a pullback. Cryptocurrencies do pull back sometimes. Here's the thing. I like that. I like that you're laughing. Let me finish.
Go.
Do you know that if Hex was to pull back to 1 cent, it still performed incredibly well? It's still done phenomenal gains, even if it goes to 1 cent. So that's where the question is that, okay, I mean, so are you saying it'll just, it's a magic carpet ride to the moon with no pullbacks? I disagree with you there. I think that, I think right now is the time for Pulse to pump hard. And I think Hex will consolidate and pull back.
Okay. So let me answer your question. And this is where you're going to see why I'm different. Because me, it's not emotional. I back stuff with math, right? So here's the thing that you're not seeing. Because Hex is different. Yeah. There's a different plumbing. If it was a normal crypto, everything you just said makes perfect sense. Because that's what happened. This is why people scratch their head and they don't understand Hex.
Please, let me cut you off for a minute. Sorry. Go ahead. Look, Hex has had pullbacks before. I don't know, 70% or something like that. We are into one right now. Are you saying that this time is different? Are you saying this time is different? Because those words are dangerous words. This time is different. No. Those were the dangerous.
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth. I'm actually agreeing with you and telling you we are in a pullback right now. Because if you do a measure move, it was a wick, but we wicked all the way to 21 cents, and then we retraced to 10 cents. That's a 62%. So the pullback that you're waiting for, what you failed to understand, has already happened. Now, here's the difference. here's the difference that I want you to understand. This is the math, and this is important for your guests and everybody else. Why Hex is different. That's what people don't understand. Only those who really are deep dive understand why we keep buying and all that stuff. So number one, over 95% of the coins are basically not going to move anytime soon. Between the OA coins, between the staker class, which are already staked with an average of 5.8, 5.6 plus years, those, they're just here as a function of a market cap, doing what they're supposed to be doing, paying for the yield, and that's not moving. So whatever you're seeing, it's about the float, what's left. It's what's moving, okay? And I'm being nice because it could even be 97%. Now, with that 3% left, 3 or 4% left, over 3 billion hex, which was liquid, 3 plus, go and look on the address, have been sacrificed. Why is that important? Because those coins are not coming back to circulation anytime soon. Just by looking at what the address has done, the other altcoins get sold for stables, but the hex never gets sold. That's going to act as a function of scarcity as well. That's very important. There's a reason why us as Hexicans, especially, we sacrifice hex. Was smart because we pushed the price up because we sold all of our shit coins. We pushed the price up. We sacrifice hex. We lock in the value for the sacrifice. We push coins out of circulation because it's going into strong hands, diamond hands, and those coins are not coming to circulation anytime soon. Because what you fail to understand is that mathematically, for price to go down, somebody needs to sell. And you don't understand that the ratio of what's left liquid keeps shrinking over time. And the demand is steady or increasing. I work personally onboarding hundreds of people to the Staker app, and I work with them personally. I'm on the field day to day. I watch the growth. I watch the metrics. It's continuing to rise. Hex is running out of circulation, out of fashion, faster than you can blink. That's what you're failing to understand. Somebody can come buy the price right now, push the price up, increases value of sacrifice. So the low liquidity actually works in that person's favor, because if the price goes higher, the value of the sacrifice gets better. This is how the theory of the magic carpet ride makes sense, because it sucks more coins out of circulation, sacrifice it for dollar value, gets paid, removes them out of circulation. It's the same thing as a token burn or locking a token. Therefore, the price stay up. This is why Hex is different. And then more people are buying like me every month, because as Hex becomes more and more valuable, guess what? Psychologically, that's the coin you want to keep and you want to trash the rest. The same way even the OG Bitcoin people were holding their Bitcoin and getting rid of their shitcoin first, because for them, the Hex was the most valuable. For the Hexican, the T-shares is the most valuable. But to buy the T-share, you need to buy the Hex first. So all those mechanics is very, very important. The fact that 3 billion Hex got sacrificed is a big deal. That's 0.5% of total supply that was still left, that's liquid. So it adds more to that scarcity. So when you're sitting here waiting for the 1 cent, I am telling you, it's not going to happen. Because number one, the magic carpet ride right now, liquidity pool. This is not pretend. This is fact. You don't know. Liquidity right now, there's over $20 million bid support at 5 cents. Right now. I can give you the link. You go see the limit orders. So you're speculating, I'm giving you the facts. So your 1 cent, it's not happening anytime soon. And the big wallets and the Wells and the Dolphins and the whatever, they understand how Hex works. What we're gonna do is kill our own back. That makes sense. No sense. The people who have enough money to push through that 20 million bid, which is insane, they will never do that, because that will be killing their back. That makes no sense. Nobody's gonna do that, because it's like saying you're trying to sell all the houses in the market at the same time, like, right? So when you put 2 and 2 together, when you understand everything I just said, the game theory, the bid support, and understanding that the scarcity is getting more and more, because for you to push the price down, first you need to buy Hex. Where are you going to buy the Hex? People who have it, they don't want to give it to you. People who have it, they stake longer. Just today, I was watching the well bought another couple 100,000 staking for 555. When I got in, the average stake was 2 years, 2.8. Now it's 5.67. I preach this thing every day, which is common sense. Build wealth, don't trade, stake, get wealthy. You understand? So that mechanics is not going to stop anytime soon. This is what makes us different. So I'm not disagreeing with you if this was a normal crypto, But Hex is truly different, not because we're just saying that words. I'm giving you all the facts. I'm giving you the game theory behind it, so you get to understand.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. Yeah, it does. It does make sense.
And a little good joke, since we want to throw a little bit of opium, we're gonna finish with the opium. This is for your guest. Is that, you know, we did say it was supposed to do 10,000x under 2.5 years, you know, and technically, mathematically, that's a 56 cents hex. So, and we're not too far from there. It's a 3x move.
Yeah.
So again, for your guest, why is it important to hold hex? Because you get that pumpermental, plus you multiply that by 2 because you get a copy on the other chain. And because I just explained to you how the automatic market maker works for valuation, PX is going to find its value through Pulse, because Pulse is going to trade against Ethereum and probably some type of USD. You know, we want to try USDC, but we want to make sure they don't try to nuke the contract. So we have to see what's going on. But I know for sure there's going to be a Pulse Ethereum bridge. That's for sure. So as Pulse accrue value, PX is going to accrue value too. And then you incentivize, again, keywords, the study of incentive. The big wallets, or even the small wallet, is incentivized to get a copy, then pump the Pulse price, because by pumping the Pulse price, the Pulse bag gets bigger and the PX bag gets bigger too, because it's in relationship with the Pulse. It's like, we see this traditional market all the time. It's a stock split. Look at Tesla. Forget 2x. Tesla did a 5x. They give people 5 times the shares. And then, of course, the short-term mindset, the people who have no clue, oh my God, I got my free shares. Ha! They sold it as soon as they got it. And then what did the whales do? They waited, everybody sold. Then they bought back everything, plus the 5x copies that they already had. And then they send that bitch all the way to $800 again. So it's just understanding how market works. Because those bigger wallets also want to build wealth at a bigger level. So for your guests, the reason why to not over speculate, if you just want to what we call sack and chill, that's our trend on Twitter, is the golden ratio of equality is, again, 1/3 hex, 2/3 pulse, because the 1/3 gets copied, and then the 2/3 is the 2/3, and there's a chance you're getting 2, and there's a chance that the 2 combined is going to be more valuable than obviously the 1, because of course it's going to start at 0, right? No expectation. PX will start at 0, but my speculation is it's going to accrue value very, very fast, because Pulse chain, the token Pulse, is going to accrue value fast as well, based on everything we have already been said so far through that call. Make sense? And all the product market fit and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's literally, you can never go wrong. There's so many mad gains, so many levels, because it's a free copy. You don't even need to go wrong. And then once you get the copy, then you can decide. You can leave it in Hex, or you can switch it to Pulse. Me, I like money printers. So I'm just going to get paid in 3 directions, David. I'm going to get my EX to pay out every day. My Pulse, PX, is going to pay me every day. And then I'm going to get my Pulse token, and I'm going to delegate that to whoever pays me the most, validator. And I'm going to turn that into a money printer too. Because that's the beauty of the system that everything Richard designs. You have the luxury that you don't have to choose. You just get paid. It's like saying, Kareem, what do you want? Manhattan real estate or California real estate? And I said, no, I'm greedy. I want both. Pay me.
Yeah, well, look, you're very persuasive, and what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
It's all about making
it does
sense.
Make a lot
That's
of
the art. I am a professional, but it's because I can break it down. You see, a lot of people don't say the big word, but they cannot break it down. You see what I'm saying?
You're a good salesman.
And you know what? You know what's funny? And I talk about this all the time because I train people on this. There's a difference between salespeople and sales professional. Again, the semantics matter. The words matter. You know why? Because sales professional always trying to give the customer a win-win-win. Example, I'm in the solar business. I save my customer money. It's a no-brainer. My rate is 30% lower than the grid. I said, customer, sir, your best interest is our best interest. We only make money by saving you money. Full disclosure. There's nothing to hide here. Because we become the second option you never had before. You are stuck with the monopoly, the one-way option that charge you an arm and a leg. We're better because we have a better rate. Therefore, by you winning, we win because you pay us instead of them. And then what do? As a professional, I go into the breakdown. Because a lot of my customers, they're old people. They're like, Kareem, too good to be true. Da 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 da. You're not Mother Teresa. Why are you giving me all this discount? Why are you saving me 30%? That sounds fishy. Are you going to change the rate on me later? Da da da. See, and then what do? I break it down for them and I say this. It's very simple because I'm an engineer by trade too. So we're solving the inefficiency. The grid has something called delivery charge. The power travel from point A to point B create major inefficiency. That inefficiency, Mr. Customer, is what cost you money. You thought you were buying power. That's not true. You're buying power plus you're buying delivery of the power, which is garbage. We're coming here. We're more efficient. Product market fit. We solve the inefficiency. We remove the delivery charge, the garbage. Power comes from your roof. Travel 10 feet of conduit. Doesn't come from 100 miles away. Therefore, you save money effortlessly without having to change who you are, turn off the light, change your habits, be cold in your own house. No. And now the light bulb goes on. They're like, oh, wow. You're not Mother Teresa. You're not a charity. Yes, we're very profitable. But we can be profitable while being efficient at the same time and save you money. So you're going to allow me to be profitable because me being profitable has nothing to do with you saving money.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
That's great
I rest
stuff.
my case. And that's the difference. Because the crooks, they'll tell you, David, the crooks, they'll tell David, don't worry about it. Give me your money. You know, don't ask questions.
Yeah.
I got this. Just trust me. Those are the worst. Run. The pros, they look at you in the eyes and they break it down. They just break it down. Because it's so good, there's nothing to hide. You just break it down. And that's
actually,
what we do.
There's one final question I'd like to ask you.
Go ahead.
I think we should wrap it up after that question. What do you reckon, David?
Yeah. It's almost 2 hours now. So yeah.
Well, the question is, I've noticed with the Hex, the sacrifice coins, there's a select amount of coins. Why those particular coins and not any other coins? Why did Richard Hart selected those particular coins? Why can't I sacrifice any other coin I've got? Yeah. Like
so
at
first, you're gonna actually laugh. Is that at first there's not that many coins out there that actually have liquidity. In other words, a lot of them are just a waste of time. They're not just shit coins. There's no liquidity because you need to understand somebody in the dev has to spend the time, right, to build the bridges and stuff to be able to accept the coin and do this other stuff, track the value. You know what I mean? It takes time. So we have to focus on the pair that actually matters. That's number one. Number two, there's a lot of scams out there too. Why are we going to allow them to, to be even talked about? Because to some degree, sacrifice or not, when you sacrifice, it's a kind of a use case for the shit coin. You know what I mean? Because you need to have it, and you may have to talk about it a little bit, give it a little bit of clout for people to use it. So we got to be very, very careful of that. You know what I mean? And also there is some coins that may or may not have, admin keys and stuff like that. So it's just we focus on the main pairs where the liquidity is, because guess what? If you have a shit coin, you can sell that yourself, move to the more liquid coin, and then sacrifice that. Do you see what I mean? The ERC were just lucky because thanks to stuff like MetaMask, because it's just one wallet that can just hold them all. You see what I'm saying? The other stuff, and Richard talks about it many times, like the Litecoin, the Cardano, the whatever, there's some other shit coins. It's hard to go and track it, and because somebody has to go in the background to make sure we can accept the coin for the sacrifice, build the bridge, track all this other stuff. So that's why it's very, very important. And fortunately, thanks to DeFi and certain major exchange, focusing on those key coins is really, really all you need, because the other obscure coin can be swapped for one of those key coins. Make sense? So that's how it's going to be able to bring adoption and to let that coin be used. But those are typically the three components, right? It has to have liquidity, like it's worth something, so it's worth spending the time. And it has to be something that's not a scam, because we don't want to indirectly mention something that could be a scam. You know what I mean? Because if you're not careful, some people can go touch that coin and buy that coin and then use it for sacrifice and then get, robbed or whatever. So
Airboy says,
Well,
will you receive Pulse Doge? And I'm sure someone is going to create Pulse Papa Doge. Papa Pulse, Baby Pulse. I'm sure they're all going to be invented. There's going to be all of that. Yeah.
we have a funny saying in the community to address this, and your guests gonna love it. Okay, we say this the same way we found Hex. We're done we're done with the promise coin, okay? We want finished product, okay? We're not buying securities. We're not buying vaporware. We're not buying promise coins. Hexagons, because make no mistake, David, they are definitely coming for us because they know where the money is, right? The scavengers, the hyenas always know where the money is, the honey, right? But we already battle tested because there's a reason why we found Hex when everybody was calling us a scam and this and that and whatever. So we don't buy promise coin. We buy finished product. So if you're going to be on Pulsechain, we're not naive. We know the scam is going to come. Of course, they're the first adopters. But because we have product market fit and we're helping existing projects, this is where the good adoption is going to come because it's literally their same coins. Their same, like the guy that was on with Richard 2 days ago with the paid network or whatever. Or let's say people who have the Aave, the Compound, the Synthetics, whatever. It's literally the same company. This is why it's so genius because we don't have this obscure, build empty, let the scam come in. No, we're literally helping Ethereum. So we're already going to have adoption. I'm already at a point where if there is nothing else worth to buy, make no mistake, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to buy my Pulse and I'm going to buy my Hex and my P-Hex. That's it. All the shit coins, the promise coin, I'm not going to waste my time. Until you bring me a finished product, I will be open-minded. I will hear you out. And then maybe I'll invest because we're in a luxury position where we don't have, there's no rush. We don't have to rush. We can just sit here, collect gains. We're getting paid every day. This is why it's so powerful. It's the peace of mind. You can see clarity because you don't have to chase gain, take unnecessary risk. You're getting paid every day. Even your Pulse, you don't know what to do, anything with it, just delegate, earn the yield, relax. My friend before, he had this $64,000 sitting on the side, the 32 ETH for the garbage. And I keep telling him, you keep waiting. It's not going to happen. Thank God, I convinced him when he was around 7 cents, 8 cents to, because he was already in since 1 cent, but he unload the rest. Now he's super happy. He hold the Ethereum from freaking 4,400 all the way down to 2,600. I said, what are you doing? You're losing value. And then we swap back to Hex. He double his money. Everything is cool. He sacrificed. He's happy. So the thing is, we already got the killer app. We're going to give the new project a chance, but by all means, and I'll end with this, no vaporware, no promise coin, no BS. Some of them want to copy what Richard has done, which is cool because, you know, flattery is one of the best way to copy, whatever. But we also know what that means. It means finished product. Don't come here with your garbage and then think you're just going to take our money because we've already battle tested. So baby Doge, you can keep that. You can keep the baby Doge.
Well,
you give us free airdrop.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's definitely
and let me tell you
coming.
one more thing.
Baby Pulse.
Let me tell you one more thing.
Yeah, Baby Pulse. Baby Pulse is coming.
Right? Baby Pulse. You give me Baby Pulse for free, right? Because some of them think they're smart. They're going to give you the free airdrop, right? I see that shit in EOS. I was there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And the moment I realize it's vaporware, I'm just going to dump it. And I'll say, thank you for the free money. And I'll go buy the finished product. Oh, man. But you guys,
this is a great show. I hope it opened a lot of people's eyes. It opened my eyes. I mean, yes, I'm definitely
nice. Where are we? Am I 90% yet?
For me,
we're at 80. We're at 80.
We're 80. Okay.
We're at 80 at the moment, and that was the target. 80 was the target. So there you go.
I think 80 is a great number.
It's a great number.
I mean, I've been talking to Mark for how long? Who knows how long? And 80% in one day is
wow.
Is awesome.
No, but shout out to you.
That's awesome.
Thanks for sending the link. Shout out to you because the community knows me. I'm always here to try to add value. And by the way, I'm in the chats too, David. So whether you're in the Pulse chat, the Hex chat, Hex trading, into the trade stuff, you can see me there. It's just Kareem, and then the @ is Hex Dream Account. That's makes it so because awesome. The scammer trying to copy us, so we gotta be careful. So that's my on Telegram too. At Your Magic, you can find me there as well. Or if you just type in your browser,
Magic.
Yes, or easy. My friend gave me a link, which is very easy. You just type in your browser, Google Chrome, whatever, stakerclass.com. You literally type that, it brings you automatically to my
Telegram. Okay, that's awesome.
Super easy. Awesome. And I don't over tweet for no reason. I tweet when I see something very important. And again, related to markets, repo, what I see out there. Me and my friend Wells Only every Tuesday we have, and Maddie Allen, we have a show. It's called Quant Gang. I'm sure David can show you that as well. But any questions?
Yeah. I don't watch all the episodes, but I do watch. Yeah.
Yep. Any questions? You can reach me on Twitter, Telegram. We open book. We have nothing to hide because we truly believe the product is that good, and we're gonna be here for 15 years.
So,
not going anywhere.
Stakerclass.com, is that your Telegram? Is it?
No, it will bring you to the Twitter.
Okay, yeah, that's your Twitter. Yeah.
So it bring you to the Twitter, so you can follow me there. And then on the Telegram, you just join the Hex Crypto Telegram. There is there's 25,000 plus people there. You're not gonna miss that. And then also there's the Pulse.
Yeah. I'm in both of them. So yeah, Mark
perfect.
and yeah.
But for those who are super busy, the Telegram is for more in depth. So if you're super busy, the Twitter works just fine. So when I tweet, you get to see when you get updates and stuff. So because right now we're in the sacrifice phase, so either or you can find me there.
Oh, last question. When's the last day for sacrifice?
The last day is in 1 day and probably like 4 hours. There's a site, you want to write this down, is Pulse lead.xyz. So Pulse lead, one word, .xyz. It brings you to the sacrifice.
That's for stats.
Yeah.
No. So the Pulse lead is just for stats. Pulse.info. Pulse.info.
Okay, because if you scroll down, you see also that there's a timer there too. But yeah, Pulse.info works too. But Pulse lead has that too. If you scroll down, there's a timer.
So for all the viewers, we've got what, 1 day in how many hours? 1 day in,
I would say 1 day in like 5-6 hours, because it's 6:20 p.m. my time here, and then the day ends around 12:50 p.m. my time here. So it's like roughly, I would say 1 day and 5 hours and some change, or 6 hours.
So let's say 24 hours to be safe. We got 24 hours left.
Yeah, but I will say this, very important. You lose 5% valuation every day. So today is a better day than tomorrow. So very important. If you're going to sacrifice, I highly recommend you do it today rather than tomorrow in terms of the base rate, because it changes. You lose 5% for every day. Now, of course, to be fair, the price could pump at a higher whatever and give you a higher sacrifice, but that also assumes that you already bought the Hex. Because if you haven't bought the Hex and you're only sacrificing USD or USDC, whatever value, you lose 5%. So it started as for every dollar you get 10,000, right? And then now for every dollar you get only about 8,300, because it got all the way down to like increase by 80+%, but there's the flat 1.75x multiplier. So you can see it from the ramp. Right now, you lose 13%, and tomorrow you're gonna lose 18%. So in other words, for every dollar right now, instead of 10,000 points, you're getting about 8,300 points. If you wait until tomorrow, for every dollar, you're only gonna get about much less, so another like 7,800. So I highly recommend you do it today.
To do it next few hours.
Yes, before the day ends. Before the day ends, because you will ratchet another 5%. So, and again, one more time, the basic math will be 1/3 Hex, 2/3 Pulse. So you got your Pulse bag that's sacrificed, and the Pulse lead is good because you can enter your address in the search bar, and it kind of tells you how much value you have, because he has a 30-minute TWAP, which is a time weighted average price. So it will tell you the rough estimate of the value of your sacrifice, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So it kind of gives you an idea, which is really cool. So if you put, let's say, $1,000 or $5,000, whatever, it will tell you in points, what does that mean? And then for the Hex, obviously, by holding that, because like I was saying earlier, after the day ends, and the sacrifice, and I mean in a 1 day and 6 hours, I think the new game starts, the game 4 of the final, which is you better get your Hex before the snapshot, because nobody knows when the snapshot is. But again, when the sacrifice ends, the only way you get some type of value is by getting the free copy on the Pulse chain, and for that you need to buy Hex. So no expectation here, but I'm expecting some pretty interesting price movement, baby. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Karim. You've done well. Thank you very much.
Thanks for
having me.
Say
thank you to Pulse Lord for $4 super sticker and Latin Thank you. Big thank you to let me open that. Latin American crypto.
Yeah. Shout out to all my Hexicans in the chat. You know, Pulse Lord, one of us. So that as well. Thanks for being here, guys. And thanks for everybody. So, and we're pretty chill people too. We do meetups. We do a lot of great things. We're in the Telegram. We're real people. You know, people used to think we were bots. Like, no. We will discuss with you. We will answer a question. That's what I say all the time. Like, the only people that hate are who are disingenuous, because if you come correct and if you have genuine questions, we have no problem answering your question. We just don't deal with the nonsense because, you know, sometimes it's just too much.
Okay,
awesome.
thank you again.
Thank you to Latin American crypto.
Thanks.
Thank you for $20. Thank you very
much. I'm heading off.
And Kareem, a big thank you to you, Kareem. A big thank you to Kareem.
Yeah, David, and thank you. And,
thank you, Mark.
And a huge thank you. Yeah, thank you too. And a huge thank you for all the viewers out there as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Wow, my God. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for everyone for watching. Yeah, awesome. Amazing stuff.
All right. I'm signing off too.
Yeah, look. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, cool. Cheers. Yeah, what a great stream. Wonderful, wonderful stream. Went for 2 hours and that was amazing. And thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night, good morning, and all that. Whatever time it is there. Cheers. See you guys later. Yeah.